Victoria. Habib, good evening. B from BK. Man M. Jeremy Odom, good evening. Much love. Stacy Paul. Good evening, Stacy Paul. Victor. How you doing, Victor? Nurse Bachi, how are you doing? Joey, rafting. Kate, good evening, Miss Kate. Brenda, how are you doing? Babu, how are you today? Uh-oh. That thing just canceled. Oh, shit.
Hello?
Hello. Good evening, and how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am most delightful. Thank you for asking. I'm just getting warmed up, just getting ready to get started. And may I ask what your name is? Because you don't look familiar.
No, Tony Charbonneau. This isn't our chat, right? Because I scheduled it for tomorrow morning at 8:30. I had it scheduled today. I had a chat scheduled this morning, but I didn't know how to get a hold of you. And it wasn't until much later that I looked everything that I saw that there was a Zoom thing.
Oh, well, there's a Zoom. There's a Zoom twice a day. Once at night, which is now, and once in the morning at 9 o'clock.
Oh, 9 o'clock your time, right?
Yeah, whereabouts are you?
I'm in California.
California is the place you ought to be, so they loaded up the truck and they head for Beverly.
So it's 6 o'clock here and 6 o'clock. Okay.
And how are you? And how are you doing this evening?
Huh?
How are you doing this evening?
I'm good.
Well, that's wonderful. What questions can I answer for you while we're waiting for everyone to show up?
Well, you mentioned there was spreadsheets.
Uh-huh. Well, we're still working on the spreadsheet because I paid 6 people to make a spreadsheet for me, and all 6 of them are coming up short. There's a couple of things that are missing that me personally find very important. You know, like where the dividends coming from, where the premiums come from. Is there a separate column for those? As opposed to, because right now everybody wants to show me how much money I made on the stock. Well, I'm not interested in the money I make on the stock. I'm interested in the cash flow that I have coming in on a weekly basis. Where is that coming from? I like to know which stocks perform better than the others.
Yeah.
And so, so far I'm coming up short with every single person who's done a spreadsheet for me so far.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, well, we're on number 7. And so far, number 7's got the closest to what we're looking for, but still not quite separating, like, where are the dividends going? Where are all the premiums going? Yeah, you show me how much money I'm making. Great. Where am I making it from? You know, you can't.
So are these 6 o'clock Zooms, how long do they usually last?
At night or in the morning?
Either.
At night, it's about 2 hours. In the morning, it can be anywhere between an hour to 3 hours, depending on how many questions we have. Because there's a lot of people asking questions. A lot of people just getting started, not quite sure with the terminology, not quite sure what to do, just want a little bit of hand-holding, so to speak. So some mornings, it can run quite long.
Oh, okay.
But
well, you probably won't see me at 6 in the morning. But
it's got nothing to do with me. Okay, the New York Stock Exchange opens at 9:30, and then I want to be on just before they open, just to make sure everything I'm looking at looks good before the market opens. And once the market opens, okay, great. What are we looking at? What are we doing? That type of thing.
Well, Judy told me to get on to Charles Schwab. I think that's what it is, and then.
Yeah, Charles Schwab is the one that owns the trading platform that we use. The only reason I like that trading platform, I wrote a book about 15 years ago, choosing the right trading platform for your style of trading. And this is the only one that actually has everything that I'm looking for.
Okay.
But that was 20 years ago. So I don't know if there's another trading platform that's better than this because, you know, I come from the age where if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's been working fine for the past 20 years, so why would I want to look at something else?
Yeah. Okay.
All righty. So I'm going to get ready to get started and start answering a lot of these questions. A whole bunch of questions already popped up already. And
And so the questions, how do you see the questions? Because I don't see a chat.
well, see, you're looking at the screen here. Okay, me standing in front of the screen.
Yeah.
I have 9 channels, which means there are 7 cameras. You're on one, and there's one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, and one down there. Okay, so the one down there goes to 3 different ones, and these 6 here go to different places also. So you're on the Zoom call with all the other paid members.
Right.
So you're the only one who gets to ask questions because you're on that channel there.
Oh. Well, how did you know what? Oh. Okay. So people who don't belong get this same email at night?
No. Only the paid members get the email.
Right.
Okay, that's you. Okay, you're one of like 300 or 400. So you're the first one here. Hi, hello. You know, that type of scenario. And all the other channels, it's just the free stuff at night where I just teach everybody the one trading strategy to give away.
How do you get the free stuff at night?
You just show up on TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. There's 9 different channels. So you just pick whichever one is your favorite. TikTok is probably the best because it's not backwards. So I don't know if you can read my shirt or is it backwards?
No, I can read your shirt.
Okay, so you're on Zoom, so the camera is correct. But YouTube and what's this one? X, what is that? Twitter. So YouTube and Twitter don't have the ability to reverse the camera, so everything's backwards.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, alrighty. Well, let me get started. And you're not the only one. You're the only one here. No, you're 1 in 5. So there's 5 other people there with you tonight.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to get started, and just hang out. If you have a question, just ask. All right. Good evening, everyone. This is James. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, I only use, me personally, I like pre-qualified dividend stocks. And those are companies that are consistently profitable for at least 2 decades. Now, the stock market's been around for over 400 years. So, I don't think 2 decades is a lot to ask. That being said, let's jump in and get started. Now, what I'm going to ask of you, if you don't mind, if you're going to ask me to take a look at a stock, please make sure it has dividends, number 1. Weekly options would be perfect. I think that's it. Weekly options and dividends. That's what I'm looking for. Now, when I say dividends, I mean 2 decades of dividends. Consistently profitable. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so who do we have tonight? Lucidi, good evening. 420 Ghost, how are you? Okay, Bruno from Brazil. How are you doing, Bruno? I watched a pregnant... Okay, that's a terrible thing. Joe, how are you doing? Change the mirror setting on your webcam. All the text is backwards. Joe, you're about the 67th. Okay, you ready, Joe? 6, 7. You're the 67th person who informed me that YouTube is backwards. Yeah, YouTube does not have the opportunity to mirror the image of what you're seeing on the screen. Terribly sorry. Okay, there's always other channels like Zoom, TikTok. I can't think of anyone else that might be right. Wait a minute. Twitch, LinkedIn. They're all the same channels, all doing the same thing. Do I have a favorite stock? It used to be U.S. Steel until they got bought out. Oh no, Pod Gems. What's happening? Pembroke Jones, how are you today? Now, Pembroke Jones, when I asked for a decent stock, you mentioned O'Realty. Well, off the top of my head, O'Realty is a monthly optionable stock, which means I can only trade that once a month. So how would I get weekly income from a stock that has a monthly option, trades once a month. So what am I supposed to do with it? I have no desire to sit in front of the screen and look at this thing all day. Oh, hell no. I like to be in, out, done, over with. It's the camera settings. Yes, Joe, I'm well aware it's the camera settings. Okay. Biden, 20. Oh, my God, really? How can I turn $4 into $2 billion in a week? Cool. This dude drinks milk for fun and knows nothing about stocks. Thanks, Joe. Always love a nice turd every once in a while, but thank you for that one. So who do we have over here on TikTok number 1? Okay, we got Bill, Omfat, Katie, Ben, Bob, Whitest Gangsta, Yenny, Terminator, Future Bee, 21, Fred Flintstone. How are you today? Dave, John, Gary, Omfat, good evening. Drew, hello, hello, hello. One Judge, good evening. Billerson, Eric, hello, hello. Oh, Pembroke Jones, sorry. Okay, not a problem. Oh, this dude, Kate, nothing about stocks thing. Lovely, lovely, lovely. PSK, hey James, how are you? I bought 50,000 of NVO at 46 per share. Okay, let's take a quick look at NVO. Now I actually have some NVO, so let's take a gander at it. All right, you said you got it at what? 46. Nice. Not bad at all. Okay, so let's jump in, take a look at NVO. All right, now I'm looking for 5 things. Anytime I look at a stock, I'm always looking for 5 things. Number 1, the high of the year. Number 2, the low of the year. Number 3, where was it a year ago? Number 4, where is it now? And number 5, what is the motion, or what is the, I don't know, what is the movement for the year? Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, we're coming down right here. What happened today and yesterday? Well, let's zoom in a little bit closer, because this thing's been sinking for quite a while. Check a look at this. 10-6, which is about a month ago. Here's your top. Friday was the bottom. Today is one day to the upside. Now, could today be the day where this is the bottom and this thing starts going up? Well, we thought that was the case a couple of days ago, but no, didn't. Bottom? Nope. But today, maybe. It's at 46 right now. And someone just told me they bought a bunch at 46. Okay, William, how do you plan on getting rid of it? It hasn't done well this year. Yep, I'm aware of that. What about your metrics? DE, PE, and FCF. Oh, I can tell you. They threw out their board of directors, lost the Mertzaza bid. I have no idea what that means. What stock are we talking about, Andrew? This is Novo, NVO. Okay. All right, so I have no idea about that whatsoever. Now, William, you're under the impression that I'm going to take a look at these stocks kind of like you would, or kind of like another responsible adult would. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, William. The trading strategy I'm about to show you was created specifically for my 9-year-old daughter. Now, back in 2008, my 9-year-old daughter comes up to me and says, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? So my 9-year-old daughter wants to learn how to trade stocks. Well, you know, I have to admit, I wasn't the best at it. I wasn't the best 15, 20 years ago. But in 2008, when my daughter said, Daddy, can you teach me? Now I had to come up with a trading strategy specifically designed for a 9-year-old little girl. Okay? Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. You with me so far, William? Okay, so the 5 rules are very simple. Rule number 1 for my 9-year-old daughter would be 2K, give me a minute. Teeny, that's you. Sit tight. James, YouTube live. Oh, forgot to turn it on again. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, that should come on in a minute or two. Oh, so as I was saying, Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. Yeah, I already did that. So with the 5 criteria, I had to come up with some rules. So here are the rules for my 9-year-old. Now, I still abide by most of them myself. Rule number 1, and this is, most of these rules are so simple, it's like, I should have known that. Rule number 1, never buy anything you do not want to hold on to long term. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the whole game. And yes, it is a game. It is. It's an adult game with adult responsibilities and adult consequences. You do something stupid, you're going to lose money. Try not to do something stupid. It's pretty simple. Rule number 3. This one boggles my mind because so many people, on the contrary. Rule number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Okay, row waiting, fun stuff. I like this. Good. Big buy low, sell high. Yep, got that one. Don't invest. Put money in bonds. There's no risk. Yes, William, I get that. However, I haven't seen a single bond that offers over 40% a year. And if you can live on less than 40% a year, hey, you invest in bonds. If there's a bond that pays 40% a year. I seriously doubt it, but still. Okay, so rule 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. Now, when I want a company consistently profitable, I want 2 decades of consistent profits. I mean, every year, year after year after year, higher and higher and higher profits. That's what I want. Rule number 4, weekly options only. Because I don't want to sit in front of the computer looking at this all day long. No desire to look at that all day long at all. I tried that years ago. I wasn't very good at it, and something about sitting in front of a computer screen all day just didn't thrill me. Just didn't work for me. Rule number 5, make sure all the numbers work in your favor. Okay, we're going to go over all of these in a little bit. Playing the game seems pretty stupid. Thank you, Rob. I don't have any. Okay, Todd. Joe, good evening. Rob, or just invest in material assets that enrich your own life and reject the casino. Not quite sure what you mean about that, Rob, but thank you for your input. Okay, I always love when people give me something to take a look at. You look drugged up. Thank you there, Mr. English. I appreciate that. Anytime I want to boost, I'll give you a buzz. All right, let's keep on going. So, NVO, is that what we're talking about? Now, the bottom was Friday. Today's one day to the upside. The 46 is right there, is paying 126. Now, if you're wondering what I'm doing what's called a covered call on a qualified dividend stock. Now, what do I mean by qualified dividend stock? That is any company, in my opinion, that has increased its profits for at least 2 decades and has weekly options. Because I don't want to deal with monthly because I just can't make the money that I want to make on a monthly option as I can on a weekly option. It's just that. Want to buy a cycle, but no one give me a job. Okay. You don't look drugged up. I don't know what you mean. Okay, yeah, Mr. English said I look drugged up. Okay, thank you. Rashid, hi, James. Is it possible to get funding to trade? If friends and family, maybe if you can prove to them that you know what you're doing and you're consistently, profitable. I mean, you can't expect someone to give you money to do something you've never done before. That's just kind of silly because anybody could do that. Okay, usually in order to borrow money to trade or to use someone else's money to trade, you have to show some kind of consistency in being right, in being profitable. Check Rivian. Okay, Phil, I'm pretty sure Rivian has not been around for 2 decades. That's 20 years. WG. There are weeklies that have qualified dividends. Okay, apparently WG, you didn't hear what I said. Okay, I said weekly Options, not weekly dividends. I don't think there's there's not a single company that I know of that pays dividends on a weekly basis. Now they pay monthly, they pay quarterly, they pay biannually, and they pay annually. And every once in a while they give you a special dividend if they get the money coming in. Add a Q&A sticker. Okay, if trees could talk, what would they say? You are teaching too much advanced. Oh, Minacha. Okay, too much advanced. This was created for a 9-year-old. 9. Okay, my daughter was now. Okay, matter of fact, hold on. We haven't done this in a while, so let's introduce you to the princess. All right, give me a second while I bring it up. There's the website, The10MinuteTrader. Okay, I want to go to, come on. There it is, right there. William, how much NVO did you buy? I also bought 60,000 of CVS when it was 44 per share. After Luigi blew UHC CEO away. Okay. Okay, this is my, what do you call this? Social media. We're going to go to YouTube. Oh, shit. Went out to a Mexican restaurant today, and Mexican food just doesn't agree with me. I should have learned my lesson. Do not do. Why is this taking so long to load? Oh, that's why. Lovely. How much NVO did I buy? I don't know, 50, 60,000, something like that. Razorback Red. Can you give some info? Stocks going up, down in the next 3 months. Absolutely, Razor. Okay, it's still loading, so we're having issues here. Okay, that being said, let's go back to here. All right, so NVO. All right, what do we have next? Fries in a bag. Oh, okay. What do we have over here? Someone wants to take, Nick wants to take a look at OKLO. OKLO. Okay. Okay, so here we go. I'm looking, anytime I look at a stock, I'm always looking at the same thing. Same 5 things, 1-year chart, always, always, always. It takes me 3 to 4 seconds. It doesn't take long. Find out, does it match or next? That's it. Does it fit or next? Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So it's coming down right now from the 200 down to 111. It's a $90 decrease. Why would I want to jump into that? Now let's zoom in a little bit closer for the last 30 days. Okay, this is the last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're at 140. We shoot up to 192, and then we drop down to 100. Well, that's a big-ass drop. Now, 1 day to the upside. Okay. So Friday's the bottom. Today's 1 day to the upside. Now, me personally, I like 2 days to the upside, and then on the 3rd day, I will jump in. So maybe, just maybe, in a couple of days, we'll look at this one again. What app is that? Phil McCracken. It's not an app. It's actually a trading platform offered through Charles Schwab, which is Thinkorswim. Oh, your text above the screen is mirrored. Okay, thank you. Joe wants to take a look at VFC. VFC. Now, I actually do have some VFC. Now, I like this right here, but we're going to get to that in a second. 5 things. You ready? The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at up, down, up, sideways. Okay. Right there. Let's zoom into that, see what that looks like. That's pretty easy to see. The high, the low, where was it, where is it? Look at the motion. Okay, so 30 days ago, we get the bottom. 2 weeks, top, back down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely going to the upside. 1463. I like to look at the 1450s, and they're going for 37. That's more than 2%. Actually, it's almost 2.5%. So remember what I say, make sure the numbers work. So what are the numbers? First number on the board, 1463. 1463. 1463. 1463. That's the last trade of the day today, 1463. So if I'm going to buy it tomorrow morning, hypothetically, I'll be paying 1463, somewhere around that area. If I buy it 1463, sell it at 1450, which is less than what I paid for it, don't panic yet. I'm going to be picking up 37 cents. So in essence, that means my sale price would be 1450 plus the 37, which is 1487. Okay, so you add the strike price plus the premium. 1487 is more than 1463 by about 20 cents, which is more than 1%, which is what we're looking for. Remember, we're looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's over 50% per year, if that makes sense to you. Okay, so I like this one. Let's take a gander at it. All right, let's change this. Covered call. And we said the 1450s right there. Okay, one thing I like about Thinkorswim is they have everything right at your fingertips. Market, and here it is. This is what it should sound like and should look like. Buy one covered call VFC 100, which is the weeklies, 14 November 25, which means this option is going to expire this coming Friday. The $14.50 call option at stock at the market to open. Okay, so my break even is 14.16. Well, the stock at the moment is at 14.63. Break even is 14.16. So this stock's got quite a ways to pull back, and I'm still in a profit. Okay. So $33.50 is what I'm making off of one contract. Now, one contract is costing me $1,400. Everything I need to know is right here. Hey, that's the trade. That's the break even. That's the profit. This is the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees. This is the cost if I'm on margin, which I'm not going to go into that because I don't think anyone should do margin unless you really know what you're doing. Buying power effect, resulting power of options, blah, blah, blah. That's what we need to know. So here's the profit. Here's the investment. Now, the way I look at it, it is a weekly cash producing asset. That's what I'm looking for. Weekly cash producing asset. Every single week I could do this because this is a weekly option. 14 November, 21 November, 28 November, so on and so forth. So to figure out what my rate of return is going to be, I need the calculator, and we're going to do a simple math. Simple math. All right. Simple math is taking the profit, 33.50, okay? Max profit right there. Max profit, 33.50. Okay, and you divide your profit by your investment, and the investment is $1,400 WG motivator. Exactly. Can you flip your camera around so it doesn't look mirrored? Sure. You ready? Whoops. Here we go. There you go. I flipped my camera around. What do you think of that? You get to see my bureau, you get to see my lights, and you get to see the curtain. Okay? Now, I'm going to say this again for the 69th time. YouTube does not offer an opportunity to invert the image. Terribly sorry. Bricker! Thank you. Dividends on Kimberly-Clark. Ooh, I like Kimberly-Clark. Okay, so WGM. You're probably going to ask, well, why did you do that on the camera? Yeah, I've tried that several times. No possible way. Terribly sorry. YouTube is just that way. Don't know what to tell you about it. Okay, but I am broadcasting on 9 different channels. So if you don't like it on YouTube, go over to TikTok. Same thing, Dividend Stock Talk. on TikTok. That is proper because they allow the mirroring of the screen. Okay, but yeah, you're number 69 for telling me that it is mirrored. Thank you. All right, so where was I? Tom, YouTube live. Okay, all right, got that one. All right, thanks, Tom. Nick, can you break Kimberly Clark down for me? Yeah, give me a minute. We'll do Kimberly Clark in a minute, Nick. Okay. Is SoFi a good investment? Oh, Luis, how are you today? Sit tight. We'll get to that. What did I buy today? Oh, that's a good question. What did I buy today? Holy shit, wait a second. I bought some Estee Lauder, NEM, and Hertz. Yeah. Hertz, NEM, and no, what was that last one? Estee Lauder. Yeah. Okay. So, that being said, where are we? Okay, so to figure out the rate of return, we take the profit, 33.50, divided by the investment, 14.17. I got distracted. Sorry about that. Divide 14.17 comes to a grand total of 2.3%. And this one's nice, so we're going to keep this one. So let's keep this. Whoops. Down here. No. All right. All right, so we're going to keep this one. My son had to come up here and show me how to use this thing. And he only showed me about 2 or 3 different things on what to do with this. Okay, so sit tight. You're going to love this. Okay, that's that. And then we just go like that. Okay, and click right there. Watch, you're going to love this. You ready? Here it is. And there it is right there tonight. And there she is. Check it out. VFC 100s, 14 November. That is this coming Friday. The $14.50 call option. Okay, the profit is $33.50. The investment is $14.17. And that comes up to a total of, what was it? 2.36. Okay. Whoops. 2.36%. Love it. Okay. All right. This is today. All right. This was last night right there. All right. So this is what we came up with last night, and this is what we come up with today. Okay, VFC, cool beans. All right, I like that one. All right, so let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Go to that. Go to this right there. And, Lewis wanted to take a look at SoFi. Yeah, Lisa said Mexican food is worth the pain. Terribly sorry, Lisa. No, it's not. I don't like vomiting, and I don't like intestinal problems. I don't. All right, so SoFi, SOFI, SOFI. I'm going to say no to SoFi only because way too close to the high of the year. I don't buy at the high of the year. So sorry, Lewis, I can't give you my good opinion on SoFi. Even though I don't like it. Uh-oh, what do we have there? I just missed one. NNE. RM 1991. NNE. What is that? NNE. Now, I've been investing for over 30 years. Over 30 years. So anytime I say, what the hell is that? Usually not a good sign. Okay, I have no idea who they are. I have no idea what they do. Nano-nuclear energy equity. Okay, the high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up, down. Okay, it's in a downward trend at the moment, so I'm going to say not this week. Okay, here's our last 30 days. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Okay, today is one day to the upside, but who are they and what do they do? So, question, once you go through all of this, 37.90, it would be the 38s. The 38s are paying 145. What's that? Over 3%? If, and only if, you like NNE. Nano nuclear, is that right? Nano nuclear energy equity. All right. I have no idea what they do, other than, working with nuclear energy. Leo wants to take a look at CTAS. I have no idea what this is about, but you sound smart, so I'm interested. All right, thank you, Seuss. Have we already looked at Macy's today? No, Bricker, we have not. Good to see you here today. Thank you. Okay. WGM 3750 on NNE expired the 14th. Seems interesting. The 3750s, 95 cents. 3750. Okay. Well, let's take a gander at it. Not real. It's very rare that I actually have someone who actually tells me which one they looks good. Okay, so 3750. Let's take a look at it. One contract on NNE at the market. There it is. And here's Johnny. Buy one covered call, NNE 100. That's the weeklies. 14 November 25. That's this coming Friday. The man in the green shirt says 3750 call option at the market. 122 is the profit. 3628 is the investment. So let's see how that one looks. Sit tight here for a second. Calculator. 122.50. And we're going to divide it by the profit. Okay. 122 is the max profit. We're going to divide it by the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, 36.28. See what kind of number that comes up with. Divide 36.28. Grand total of 3.37. Ooh, I like that one. Who came up with that one? 3.37. All right. Let's put this one up there also. We'll save it. Come on, and there it is. 3.37, you say. There it is. Check that baby out. NNE, 14 November. That's this coming Friday. The 3750 call option. 122.50 is the profit. 3600 is the investment. And the total is 3.37% for 1 week. Now, I'm only looking for 1%. Now, I have no idea what they do. Someone asked me to take a look at them, so I'm taking a look. Now, before I would jump into something like this, I want to see how profitable they are. Are they continuously profitable for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? Do they have dividends? Well, we know they got weekly options, and we know the numbers look good. But there are other factors. Okay. 3.3%. All right. Well, we're doing better so far tonight than we did last night. 2.7, 3.2, 1.5, 1.5, 1.4, 1.3. Nice. I like those. So we got 2 tonight. We can get 3 more. Got 3 more? You guys got 3 more? Come on. Give me 3 more. Let's go. Scared money don't make money. Thank you there, Jackson. What's your opinion on prop firms? No, I toyed with the idea of doing a prop firm. Joining it and seeing how it works. See if I can make money off of it. But I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if it fits what I do. because what I'm doing is very slow, very boring. Okay, wait a second, I don't want this anymore. There we go. All right. Now, prop firms, they sound interesting if you can actually do what it is they're asking you to do. Now, basically, a prop firm is if you come to them and you say, hey, I got this really cool trading strategy, they're going to give you a couple of tests to do. You take a couple of tests, you pass the test, great. They will give you money to trade with. But you got to pass the test first, and then they have certain rules you got to follow. Now, reading some of the rules, they really don't like it when you hold stuff overnight. From last I read, they don't like when you hold stuff overnight. They want you to get in, get out, make your profits, and then they get paid. Well, that doesn't work for me, okay? Because most of my stuff I buy on a Monday, and I don't get rid of it till Friday or the following Friday. So that doesn't really work for me. All right, anyway, what's my opinion? Where we did that one. Naj wants to take a look at UNH. UNH, United Health Group, is that what it is? Okay. Down again, take a look at that. Okay, here's your last 30 days. Okay, up, down, sideways, up, down. Okay. Not really giving me a lot to go on here, other than Friday was the bottom, and today was one day to the upside. So if you really like UNH, check it again tomorrow. Now, see, I don't buy anything unless there's 2 days to the upside. And then on the third day, I'll jump in. So the closest I would get to jumping into this one would be Wednesday. Because we have one update today. Means I'm going to want another update tomorrow. And then maybe on Wednesday, I'll jump in. Until then, no. Alex wants to take a look at Duke Energy. Now, isn't Duke Energy a monthly? DUK. DUK is Duke Energy. Okay. Yeah. See, Duke Energy, who came up with that one? Alex. Okay. November, December, January, March, April. These are months of the year. Okay. When I say weekly options only, weekly options only. I don't do monthlies because the numbers just don't work. Sorry, Alex. What do we have? Mr. Doughboy, thank you for sharing all this information. You're welcome. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Lisa. Lisa wants to take a look at Guild. G-I-L-D. Isn't that gold thingy? Gilead Sciences. Okay, no. Okay, GLD. Okay. Unfortunately, Lisa, I don't like buying at the high, number one. Okay, here's your high right there. You got your resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times it would not go over 124. 8 times. Wouldn't go over 124. So why the hell do I want to buy it here? Right now it's pulling back, so no. Give it a little bit of time. Lisa, if you really like it, give it in about 2 weeks for it to drop and then turn around. Okay. Or take a look at it again next week. See what it looks like next week if you really like that company. Okay. James, why does my option chain keep disappearing when I change company? Nico, I have no idea. I'd have to take a look at your trading platform and find out why that is. Because it would really depend on what your settings are. And I don't even know if you're using Thinkorswim. Okay. John, how are you doing today? All right, Tina, Bert, Bobby, Christopher. Why not use the 38 one? Christopher, my assumption would be you're talking about the stock we looked at before at 37.50. Well, if you want to take a look at it, 38, you got to give me the ticker symbol again because I don't really remember which one it was. Okay, they swing trading accounts at some prop firms. Thank you there, Jeff Johnson. You're new here. How are you today? Gabriel, we looked at Johnson & Johnson this morning because they got their dividend coming up in 2 weeks. Unfortunately, take a look at this, 188. The 190s are going for 78 cents. Okay, I've been trading for over 30 years. I may have bought Johnson & Johnson once, maybe twice. The premiums are usually never very good. So I usually don't jump in. There's few companies I just don't buy because the numbers don't look good. Remember rule number 5? Make sure all the numbers work. So if I'm buying this at 188, the closest strike price is going to be the 187.50. Okay, and that's paying 197. But if I'm buying it at 188 and I'm selling it at 187, I'm losing 50 cents right off the top. So I'm walking away with 140. Yeah, no thank you. It's not 1%. There are too many other good companies out there willing to give me 1% or more. Okay, Gabriel, thank you for that one. Christopher, we just did NNE. Nico. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, you want to take a look at the 38 on NNE. Is that right? Okay, he wants to take a look at the 38 on NNE. All right, well, let's take a look at the 38. Because we looked at the 37.50. Here's the 38. Which, you know, I probably should have looked at more than one. Okay, so here's the 38. Okay, by one covered call, NNE 100, 14 November, that's this Friday, the $38 call. Okay, max profit 182, cost of trade including commissions and fees 36.18. So let's take a look at those numbers and see what that one looks like. Clear that. 182.50 divided by 36.18. Grand total 5%. Holy cow. So Nico, you are on Thinkorswim. Austin, how are you today? So Nico, in order for me to answer that question, I would have to do like a Zoom call with you to figure out exactly what your settings are. Or better yet, you know, give a man a bread he'll eat for a day. Teach him, wait. Give a man a fish he'll eat for a day. Teach a man a fish he'll eat for a lifetime. So basically what I'm going to tell you is if you actually called Charles Schwab and say, hey, walk me through this. And they'll be more than glad to do that. I mean, that's what they're there for. Okay, so let's save this one too, because this one's 5%. Okay, so 5% works for me if, of course, you like NNE. Okay. And there it is, right there. And the exact same thing, except we're looking at the 38s. Covered call on NNE, 14 November, the 38 call option. Here's the profit, 182. Here's the investment, 36.18. Just a little bit different, but this one is 5%. Alrighty. Alrighty then. Now, I know absolutely nothing about NNE. And before I would jump into it, well, I would like to check all the fundamentals. Okay, are they profitable? What's their PE ratio? What is their revenue per share? What is their book value? Who is the main characters in the show? Okay. You know, all those kind of nice, interesting, fun things that we need to know before you jump into a company. Because remember, if you're going to buy something, make sure you buy something you want to hold on to long term. And, you know, you really should get a good idea of who they are and what they do. Cachet, you hear about the United States Crypto Reserve? Yes, I have. Thank you. Go buy now. Trump should be making an announcement about it on the 12th. Yep. Now, here's an interesting thing. Okay, someone talking about Trump and the crypto reserve. Now, I've heard it from 5 different people now. 5 different people. Now, I'm not going to go into politics or anything like that, but it's some very interesting stuff. What he might have up his sleeve. Now, the old boy's not going to, display all his cards and showing what he's going to do. But when you have 5 different people all pointing in the same direction, you think to yourself, there might be some validity to that. But thank you for that cachet. Okay, what do we have here? All right, thank you, WG. Just wondering if you'd pick H bar over XDC. 4 nines, 5 fine silver. Okay, I have no idea what H bar is. Let's take a look at H bar. HBAR. Nope. Now, anytime they say you cannot find that symbol, well, that usually means it's not something in it. It's not a dividend traded stock. Okay, so no. And what was the other one? XDC. XDC. Okay. Unfortunately, this is a monthly also. And I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work for me. Okay? I'm not saying they don't work, period, but they don't work for me. Because what I'm looking for is a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. And I can't get that with a monthly option. Do you understand the difference between a monthly option and a weekly option? Well, the key word is right there at the very beginning. Monthly means you can trade it once a month. That's it. Weekly means you can trade it once a week. Well, I prefer getting a weekly paycheck. Just think about this. I grew up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So we went to work 8 o'clock Monday morning, got paid 4:30, 5 o'clock on Friday, and we went home and enjoyed the weekend. Well, I'm basically doing the same thing, except this time, my work is right here in front of the computer. So at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning, I'm on my computer. So, all right, what trades do I want to do this week? Now, when I say, hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-minute trade. The 10-minute trade is basically a trading strategy for 10 minutes a day, created for a 9-year-old. Okay, my daughter was 9 when I created this for her. Now, has this thing opened up yet? It hasn't even opened up yet still. So we're having issues with the internet. Imagine that. Okay. How can one make money with this? Having basic knowledge and checking very often. Okay, Seuss. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but at some point in your life, you trade your time for money. You go get a job and you get paid. You're trading your time for money. Great, no problem. Well, at some point in time, Father Time or Mother Nature is going to catch up to you and say, yo, dude, you're just too old to go to work. Stay home. Enjoy the retired life. It happens to everybody whether you like it or not. You think I really wanted to be 61, 62 years old? Oh, hell no. I'd love to be back in my 30s or my 20s. What a great time I had. I did. I had a wonderful life. Anyway, besides the point. So at some point, when you retire, the money you've accumulated throughout your life has to provide you a comfortable living. Because believe it or not, we're the only species on the planet that's got to pay to live here. So to the degree in which you want to live comfortably, okay, you can live in a tent and be comfortable. You can dig a hole under a rock and be comfortable. Or you can have a nice place on the intercoastal waterway with a boat dock and a nice boat down the street from the beach. You can do whatever you want if you put the time and effort into it. But all that takes money. So you got 2 choices and only 2. And don't let anybody fool you thinking you have more than 2, because you don't. You got 2 choices. That's it. Choice number 1, learn to invest your own money. Choice number 2, give up accountability and give it to someone else to do it for you. That's it. Those are your 2 choices. But don't kid yourself. At some point, you'll get too old to work and your boss is going to say, nope, you're a liability. Just stay home. Retire. Enjoy your life. But you need money to do that. And where are you going to get the money from? You're either going to earn it yourself, you're going to learn to do it yourself, or you're going to give it to someone else and they're going to do it for you. That's it. There's no third option there. All right. Thank you, Seuss. Wade-in. Hi, could you flip the video? The words are backwards. Everybody asks to flip the video. And every time I do this, they probably got a stupid look on their face saying, what? Sorry, dude, doesn't work. Okay, just because you want me to flip the camera doesn't mean it's going to work. Sorry. Okay. La 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 la. Okay, let's keep on. What do we got? You should do mirror image for the live, man. Everything is backwards. Oh my God, you're number 70. 70 telling me that it's backwards. Yes, I'm well aware it's backwards. YouTube does not offer the ability to flip the screen. And no, you cannot go into the screen, into the phone, and what do you call that? Mirror the image. YouTube doesn't allow that. Sorry, it just doesn't work. I don't know why I keep addressing that one question because everybody keeps asking that question over and over and over again. SCHD, oh hell no. SCHD. Now, the internet's not working that great tonight, so I really can't give you the evidence in which I have about SCHD other than me just telling you. SCHD has not been around for 20 years, 2 decades. So they do not have 2 decades of consistent profits. They just don't. If you want to invest it, hey, that's you. Let me just show you the numbers. Here's the high of the year, 30 bucks. Here's the low of the year, 24. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now she's going back up. Well, that looks good right where it is. Let's zoom in. Okay, 30 days ago, she drops, shoots back up, drops again. Here's the bottom. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days to the upside. 26.77. Look at the numbers. Are you ready? 0, 0, 0. I don't do SCHD because if you're wrong, you get nothing. Okay, because you can't change the price that you paid for it. Okay, so if you pay $26.77, the closest one is going to be 27. And look what it's going for. 0 to 5. 0 cents to 5 cents per share. Neither one of those is 1%. So no, I don't do SCHD because of several reasons. Number one, they haven't been around for 20 years, which means the dividends aren't consistently increasing. And number two, the premiums are horrible. So no to SCHD. For me, if you like it, more power to you. Joey wants to take a look at AEO. AEO, you are the vowels. Okay, here we go. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so she's an upward trend, but how much more can she go up? Last 30 days. Now how does it look? 30 days ago, we're at the 30-day bottom. Now we're at a 30-day top. I'm going to stop right there. I do not buy anything at the top of anything because it doesn't make sense to me. Because stocks go up, then they go down, then they go up, then they go down, then they go up. I'm not buying here. That could be the top. I don't want to buy at the top. I'll wait a couple of weeks for this baby to come back down and I'll buy it at the bottom. Sorry, just the way it is. Brian wants to take a look at Devon Energy, DVN. Now, I do have some DVN in a couple accounts. Ooh, doesn't that look good? Look at that. I'll give you one of those. Here it comes again. Ready? Ooh. All right, here we go. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. There we go, right there. 33.92. So the 34s are going for 42. Great. Sounds lovely. Let's zoom in. Zoom in and show you the last 30 days. What do you think? Here's the high. Here's the low. She drops, shoots up. Drops, shoots up. What do you think is going to happen next? Now, it's not guaranteed. There's only 3 guarantees in life, and this ain't one of them. Okay? She was down here. Here's the 30-day low. Shoots up, pulls back. Another bottom here. 1, 2, 3 days. There we are right there. It's actually at a 30-day high. It hasn't been this high in 30 days. This is the highest it's been in the last 30 days. Why would I buy at the 30-day high? I won't. Brian, Alcoa, is that Alcoa? Yeah, Alcoa. Interesting. Same thing here. Okay. Got a gap up today. Okay. 30-day bottom, top, bottom, 1, 2, 3, and she gapped up. Great. Well, this gap is going to fill. Gaps have a tendency to fill. So if she's at the bottom here and she's going up, then she gaps up, she could keep going. Okay, 38.79. I'd be looking at the 39s, and they're going for 71. That's more than 2%. Is it? No, not quite. A little less than 2%. But okay, still, I don't like gap ups. You get one gap down, another gap down, and a gap up. Okay, that baby's going to turn around and come back down again just to fill that gap. Unless, of course, you like Alcoa. Now, I like Alcoa, don't get me wrong. Need a covered call for Tesla this week. JMD, how are you today? Brian, let's take a look at Albemarle. ALB. I'm going to say the same thing I just said 2 seconds ago. All right, look at this. We got gap up, that filled. Gap up, that filled. Gap down, that filled. Gap up, that's going to fill next. Gaps have a tendency to fill. This one filled right there. This one filled right there. This one filled right here. This one probably going to fill there as she comes down. I don't buy when it doesn't look right. There's way too many companies out there that are looking good. Okay, JMD wants to take a look at Tesla, TSLA. Now, I don't invest in Tesla because Tesla doesn't have any dividends. And without a dividend, this is where we can sidetrack for a second. Now, the reason why I don't invest in non-dividend stocks is pretty simple. Okay. Now, do you remember when I said safe, simple, predictable, consistent, all that kind of nice, neat stuff? Rule number 1, never buy something you don't want to own. Well, for my 9-year-old daughter, it was simple. Rule number 1 was never buy something that's not on the list. Let me say it again. Okay, now I'm telling you guys, never buy something you don't want to hold. For my 9-year-old daughter 15 years ago, remember, she was only 9 years old 15 years ago. She's 26. She's going to be 26 this year. Holy cow. Do I look that old? Do I look old enough to have a 26-year-old as my youngest? So my oldest is 36. 36. Do I look old enough to have a 36-year-old? Hell no. Don't you say yes. That's not nice. Can't be nice. Don't say anything. Wait a year or more. Lemonade, how we doing? Can we look at Macy's? We'll take a look at Macy's in a little bit. Okay, sit tight. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. Okay, so anyway, for my 9-year-old daughter, never buy something that's not on the list. Same thing for you guys. Never buy something you don't want to own. Okay, so how do you figure out what stocks to look at? Well, every week, Sunday night, which is not tonight, but last night, every week, we check a look. Okay, we take a look and see how many new companies have they added. Well, if the internet was cooperating, which as you can clearly see, it's not cooperating at all, right? If it was cooperating, I would introduce you to the little princess so you know who she is and basically get an idea of, who she is. Definitely not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Don't get me wrong, I love my daughter, I really do anything for her, but it's not the brightest bulb on the tree, sharpest knife in the drawer, elevator doesn't go all the way top. Typical gorgeous blonde 26-year-old. Anyway, that being said, why I don't do non-dividend stocks, specifically Tesla. Okay, not just Tesla, because Teslas, there's Netflix, there's, what's that other one? Amazon, okay? They don't have dividends. So why do I stress on dividends? Why do I say dividend stocks only? Well, because here's the thing. There's 2 kinds of stocks, and only 2. Only 2, okay? They are growth stocks and income stocks. So if you want to take your money and put it into a growth stock, which is a great idea if you're younger, the key word, younger, okay? I'm 61, I'm retired, so that's not for me, I'm not younger. Okay, so a growth stock is something you put your money into and you watch it grow throughout the years. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you're looking for, you're in the wrong place. Totally not what we're looking at. I have no interest whatsoever in growth. Terribly sorry, I'm 61, I'm retired. My interest is income because I'm retired. I'm too young for Social Security, which, by the way, I really got to go to Social Security office and start that paperwork because it takes a couple weeks, a couple months. In a couple of months, I'll be 62, able to collect Social Security. Not that it's going to change my life any, but besides the point. Okay, so as I was saying, growth stocks, you put your money in and it grows throughout the years. They take the profits. Growth stocks take their profits and put it back into the company for capital growth so the stock grows faster. There's nothing wrong with that at all if that's what you're looking for. Now me, I'm looking for income. So those are income stocks. And those are companies that pay a dividend. Now, a dividend, if you didn't know, is a portion, very small portion of the company's profits that they give back to the investors. So if you're an investor and you want to make money, there's a difference between growth and income. So I need income. So I got to pay my bills on a weekly basis. So I need income. So if you're looking for capital growth, you're definitely in the wrong place. That being said, dividend stocks. This here behind me is what's called an EX dividend calendar. Now, why do I use it and why do I think it's important? Well, there's 4 dates to remember when a dividend stock. First date is the announcement date, right there. Basically, hey everybody, my name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk. We made so much money this year. How's it yours? And if you, yeah, wonderful, great, awesome. Yeah, it's the announcement. How much money they made, when you're going to get yours, blah, 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 blah. That's all it is. It's the announcement date. Hey, this is what we did. Great. Okay, date number 2, EX dividend date. EX dividend date, hence the name of the calendar, EX dividend calendar. So the EX dividend date is represented by these little green dots. See them? Whole bunch of them. Whole bunch of them. Okay, so the little green dot represents a company that is ready to pay a dividend. Now, this list of stocks here are companies that have increased their profits for a quarter of a century. That's 25 years. Consistent increased profits. Let me name a few of them. What do we have here? Okay. K-View, Target, CTAS, Emerson, Smuckers, Sherwin-Williams, 3M, ExxonMobil, Nextera, Dover, Aflac, Advanced Micro Devices. No, Archer Daniel Midland, sorry. AMD and AMD. AMD, ADM, yeah, anyway. Advanced, wait a minute. Archer Daniel Midland, sorry. Aflac, Consolidated Edison, Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Lennar, so on and so. Excuse me. Tell you, that Mexican food did not agree with me. I should have learned my lesson from the last time I went. But you know what? It is what it is. Okay, so why? All right, sorry. Date 3. Sorry, let's stay on track. Date number 3. Oh, wait a second. These little dots, EX dividend dates. That's date number 2, EX dividend date. Now, the EX dividend date is the last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid. So if you want to collect the dividend on, let's say, Lennar, okay, it pays December 3rd. Okay, December 3rd. So if I want to collect this dividend here, I have to buy it before that date. Any day. Any day. It can be the 2nd, the 26th, the 11th, the 6th, the 30th, the 28th, the 20th, whatever. As long as it's before the EX dividend date, if you want to collect the dividend. Now, I first started out with doing dividend capturing. Wonderful strategy. You buy it before the EX date. You sell it after the EX date and you just collect that dividend. Great. Okay, so anyway, date number 3, date of record. Whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend. Date number 4, that's just the day you get paid, the payment date. So why is it I like dividend stocks? Because here's a secret, and it may not be a secret, you may already know this, who knows. But here's the thing. Dividend stocks have a tendency to go up in value just before the EX dividend date. See these little dots? Just before this date, the stock has a tendency to go up in value. So by knowing when the stock's going to move up, that gives me a little bit of an edge over everyone else. Because see, when I trade, I want all the odds and probabilities in my favor. So I'm always looking at how can I get an edge on my trading? How can I be right more often? Okay, so I use a dividend calendar, tells me when the stock's going to pay their dividend, and I buy it before the EX date. Okay, that way I know the stock's going to go up. I can get in, I can get out, get my 1%, be done with, and move on to the next one. Because guess what? Here's this week right here. Look at what we got this week. We got Granger, IBM, PPG. That's just today. On Wednesday, we got KView, Target, and West. On Friday, look at all we got. SCHD, CTAS, Emerson, Smuckers, Sherwin-Williams, 3M, and ExxonMobil. On Friday, they're all paying a dividend. So if I want to collect these dividends, I got to buy it this day, or tomorrow. So by knowing when the stock pays the dividend, has a tendency to go up in value. By knowing that, I can jump in, I can jump out, grab my 1% and move on. Because guess what? After this week, we got this week coming up. And then after that, we got these coming up. And after that, we got these coming up. And then guess what? December is going to look almost the same. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Now, if you didn't know, there's 365 days in a year, sometimes 366, but there are 4 quarters. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And the interesting thing about those 4 months, they each have 13 weeks. 13 weeks. Or 22 trading days per month, roughly 22. Okay? That's only 66 trading days. So the stocks that I like, okay, fish and crypto, I have no idea what FW means. I already FW this guy. What the hell does that mean, FW? No idea. All right, so as I was saying, what the hell was I saying? Damn it, I hate getting old. Okay, so when I say never buy something that's not on the list that I'm talking about, are you ready? You might want to write this down. List number 1, Dividend Kings. These companies have increased their profits for 5 decades. List number 2, Dividend Aristocrats. These companies have increased their profits for 25 years. Okay? List number 3, Dividend Champions. Again, 25 years of increased profits. They have a little bit different rules, a little bit more lax than the Dividend Aristocrats. And there's a lot more Dividend Champions than our Aristocrats. List number 4, Dividend Contenders. Now, Dividend Contenders have increased their profits from 10 to 24 years. Not quite getting to that, that next level. And then list number 5, just for the fun of it, we're going to peek over Warren Buffett's shoulders and see what he's doing. Okay? So, JMD, hopefully that answered your question about Tesla. It has no dividend, so I have no idea when is it going to move predictably. I love dividend stocks because they're predictable. They're safe, and they're consistent. They do the same things year after year after year. As a matter of fact, they do the same things every 90 days. Just before the EX date, they have a tendency to go up. After the EX date, they have a tendency to go down. That's why I like the EX dividend calendar. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully. Jay, good for you. Made all that money on Tesla. I do a lot of things in 10 minutes. All righty then. Okay. Thank you, Jay. I already FW this guy. I have no idea what FW means. Thank you there, Fishing Crypto. SCHD, we already looked at that one. Do SoFi, we already did SoFi earlier. HBAR and XD are cryptocurrencies, not stocks. Thank you there, Lee. Bro, what are you saying? He asked you HBAR, XBD, you're talking nonsense. Well, I am terribly sorry, but they are not dividend stocks, so why would I care? Isn't that interesting? All right, let's keep on going. Please use your brains and read on. Thank you kindly. How are you doing? I'm doing lovely. Thank you. I'm late. What stocks were good? You heard NNE. All right, good for you. I like NNE too. I have no idea who they are. Weekly options, thank you. Dividend stocks, thank you. Any companies growing their dividends on your list? Gloria, yeah. Okay, there's a company on the list that has 7 decades of increased profits. 7 decades, that's 70 years of increased profits. Aloha, Talia, how are you today? So when do you buy and sell exactly? Suave Have, how are you doing? Now, me personally, I do most of my buying Monday morning. Almost all of my money is invested Monday morning. Because with a dividend stock on weekly options, the time value, Monday morning, Friday afternoon. That's the maximum amount of time you're going to get on a weekly option. Monday morning when the market opens, Friday afternoon when the market closes. So I put all my buying on Monday. That's me. And when do I sell? Well, that's up to the person who bought the option from me. Now remember, I'm buying the stock. I'm selling it to someone else using something called a covered call. Selling somebody the rights to buy it from me at a certain price by a certain date. And those are all right here. Okay? Certain price is called the strike price. Certain date is called the date of expiration. Okay? So whether I want to do 14 November, which is this Friday, 21 November, which is next Friday, 28 November, 3 Fridays away, so on and so forth. A certain price by a certain date. So if I buy a stock first thing in the morning, 440, and I sell someone the rights to buy it from me for the exact same price I just paid, what am I collecting? I'm collecting this right here, which is called the premium. Now, if you didn't know, low battery. So let me move this cord over. There you go. Now she's charging. Don't get old. Okay, within 2 seconds, I forgot what I was talking about. It's what it is. All right, so what are we looking at? Okay, oh yeah, that's what I was going at. I should use note cards or something. All right. Now, you probably didn't know this because not a lot of people did know that. A covered call or a cash secured put, whichever one you want to do. There are lots of trading options, lots of them. Now, a stock option, a call or a put, okay, whether you knew it or not, those are insurance policies, okay? Ensuring either the loss or the gain of a certain stock. That's what they were invented for. Okay, so if you were rich and you owned this stock at 444 and you thought it was going to go down, you would buy a put option. So as the stock dropped, the put value would go up. So that way you didn't lose anything on your stock portfolio. However, what they didn't tell you is you got to pay a monthly premium or a weekly premium. Now, if you have a car, you have to pay car insurance. And you have a monthly premium or an annual premium, one or the other. If you have a home, you have homeowners insurance. If you're just a regular person, well, you have health insurance. They have insurance for almost everything. So call options, put options, are basically insurance policies. So how does an insurance policy work? You need 4 things. Number 1, a starting date. Number 2, an ending date. Number 3, consideration. Consideration, well, here it's cash. Okay? Stupid tags. All right, anyway. And 4, okay? Beginning date, ending date, consideration. 4, meeting of the minds or an agreement. Okay? If I own the stock, okay, the agreement would be I sell you the stock at this price by this date or that date, one or the other. That's the agreement. Okay? Now, what I'm looking to do is I really don't care about the stock. The only thing I care about the stock is the company consistently profitable and do they have weekly options? That's it, just 2 criteria. Is the company consistently profitable and do they have weekly options? Great. Well, if I'm buying it here, I'm selling it there, I'm collecting this right there. Now, is this what I'm collecting? Is that more than 1%? Because that's my goal. My goal, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. That's my goal. All right, let's move on. Move on. Suave, how are you? Maggie, how are you today? Start fresh. Phone Verizon is hard to navigate, in my opinion. All right. Amy, how are you today? Hi, James. What about BHP? BHP. BHP. BHP Group. Monthly. Come on, Amy. You've been here long enough. Okay, monthly. I don't do monthlies. You know that. You've been here before. Twisted Pasta. How are you today? What do you do the week after the security you bought for a second call fails? Oh, thank you there, Amy. That was nice of you. Uh-oh. I missed that question. Where did it go? Where did it go? All right, there you go. Okay, so Twist Pasta. What do you do the week after the security you bought for the covered call falls significantly? Well, first of all, Twisted Pasta, I remember rule number 1. Okay? Never buy something you don't want to hold long term. That's it. Okay? Think about it this way. Here's the high, 59. Here's the low, 40. From 59 to 40 is almost a 50% drop. Never buy something you do not understand or you do not want to hold long term. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Stocks go up, stocks go down. They go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I can do this all day long. That's what they do. They go up, they go down. So if the stock you buy drops, remember why you bought it in the first place. Then turn around and find a strike price that will allow you to sleep at night and still bring in some money. Me personally, I like 3 to 4 strikes out. What does that mean? Hold on a second. Let me find. Okay. So when I say 3 to 4 strikes out, so if I buy this here and I sell this one here, and then it drops. Well, I want to look at how many strike prices out can I go and still make money. Now, I'm not too fond of this one because you get 50, 10, 0, 0, 0. Now, when you see zeros here, if you're wrong and you try to sell a strike price lower than what you paid for it, remember the stock dropped, okay, you're not getting anything. Okay, I find that a lot with Energy Transfer. Whoops. What the heck? Energy Transfer. See? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 4. One strikeout, you get 4 cents. 2 strikes out, you're getting 0. Okay, AGNC. Okay, 1 strike out, you're getting a penny. 2 strikes out, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, I don't like stocks like that. I don't trade them. Remember, rule 5, make sure all the numbers work. Well, take a look at Dell. Look at these numbers. Current price, 142. The 142, 330, 270, 240, 197, 167, 140, 193. Even 8 strikes out, I'm still getting more than 0.75%. So not only do you got to keep an eye on what companies you like, well, are they paying you enough money to make it worth your while? And it's always going to depend on what is it you want to do. Now, see, I don't mind doing this because it takes me 10 or 15 minutes. Now, for me at this point in my life, 10 minutes a day comes to about an hour a week. Think of it this way. If you got 100,000 in your account, 1 hour of your time is now worth 1%, which is $1,000 an hour. That works for me. Think about it. Okay, so you get 50,000, 1 hour of your time should be worth $500 an hour. Because if I can make 1% every single week on 10 minutes a day, now I'm looking for simple, safe, predictable, and consistent. I'm not looking for something that's going to shoot through the roof, because that doesn't always happen that way. Okay, just me, Western Digital. I have no idea who they are, no idea what they do. So I'm going to need to get the ticker symbol for Western Digital. Next, user 900-465 doesn't like Hertz. Now, I did buy some Hertz. I did. But look at this. 629. The 6s are going for 40 cents. The 650s are going for 15. The 7s are going for 5. Okay, not that bad. Okay, look what's happening. Okay, here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. What's going on now? Let's zoom into that last 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago, we're at 559. We dropped down to 460, shoot up to 720. Now we're sitting at 628. Not the greatest in the world. So no, I wouldn't buy any more of that until the chart looked better. There's over 10,570 different companies. 10,000. Okay, so finding the right one that works for you is not going to be the easiest thing in the world. That's why I got mine down to the 5 lists I gave you. The kings, the aristocrats, the champions, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so what do we have here? Do you mind sharing your TV info? Oh, need something like that. All right, Amy, this is not a TV. This is what you call a vibe board. It's an interactive whiteboard. Okay. Western Digital, Nick. Where can I find the EX dividend calendar? Nick, more than likely just go to Google and put it into the, search. Amy, thank you for that. Have a good evening, sir. Thank you there, Mr. Riley. Suave Jave. I do know about covered calls and puts. Good stuff. Thank you. I just don't know anything about dividends. Okay. My suggestion, no, I don't give advice, I don't give tips, anything like that. My suggestion was just keep coming back. It's free. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Okay? I'm not asking you to buy. I'm not asking you to download anything. I'm not asking you for I'm not asking for anything. I'm just sharing information, because at some point in time, I'm going to be gone, and the only thing my children and my grandchildren are going to have are these videos that I create specifically for them. Hi guys, how you doing? Anyway, so that being said, okay, if it's a little too much for you, suave jave, just keep coming back. I'm here every night, except for Friday nights and Saturday nights. Oh, Suave Gave wants to take a look at GameStop. Why? GameStop doesn't have any dividends. So why are we looking? I'll look at it because you want me to look at it. Okay? Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on there? Last 30 days. Okay? 30-day bottom was on Friday. Today, 1 day up. Now, I like 2 days to the upside. 1, 2. So Wednesday, maybe she'll be at 22. The 22s are going for 22. That's 1%. If you like GameStop, which I don't, because they're not consistently profitable. FINV. Okay. FINV. No. I think so. Do you ever send orders in on Sunday night for Monday morning? Absolutely. I mean, I don't do it anymore, but I used to. Now, you got to remember one thing, I think so. Okay? I used to have a 9-to-5 job. I had my own manufacturing company. Believe it or not, I was a CEO with 26 employees. Isn't that crazy? Who the hell would want to work for me? Actually, I really wasn't that bad. All my employees were paid piecework. I didn't pay anybody by the hour. No one. Nobody got paid by the hour. Everyone got paid piecework. You do a good job, you produce a product that I can turn around and resell, great. You got paid per piece. Each piece that I could turn around and resell, you got paid for. All right, so I don't do monthlies. November, December, March, June, December. Okay, I don't do monthlies only because they just don't pay the same, and I have no desire to stare at this thing all week long trying to get weekly cash flow. You can't get weekly cash flow from a stock that offers monthly options. Okay? Francis, RR, is that the robotics company? Rycard Robotics. Okay, so Francis, here's my little tidbit, okay? If this thing was at 50 cents a year ago, if it's at 50 cents a year ago, how can you possibly tell me that this thing has 20 years of consistent profits? 20 years, 2 decades, okay? 2 decades of consistent profits. It was 50 cents last year. Can we look at Dell, please? Niculator. I love Dell. I do. Pays very nicely. But not this week, it don't. Look at this. Okay, here's the high. Blah, 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 blah. No, I wait for it to drop, find the bottom. Now, I am going to write it down for next week because I want 3 days to the upside. So tomorrow is Tuesday. So 3 days would be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Means this thing be ready for Thursday or Friday. Yeah, no thanks. I don't have any money left anyway because all my money's invested already. Because we're in to Monday night, which means the stock market was open all day today, which means all my money is already invested. So I don't have any money left. And no, I don't have money sitting aside waiting for opportunities. Because like I said earlier, I'm retired. All my money has to work all the time. Okay, which means most of my money, I think 70%, is invested on Monday. I leave that 30% just in case the big dude says something stupid and the stocks drop. He's done it, what, twice already? He'll say something stupid and people panic and the stocks drop. Yeah, I don't want to do that again, so I leave 30% sitting on the side. Normally, I don't leave anything sitting on the side. Normally. But nowadays, yeah. How about CTAS? Oh, thoughts on Netflix weekly calls. Now, Caleb, you want to do Netflix? Be my guest. NFLX. Okay? But here's the thing, Caleb, I don't invest in anything that's over $1,000. Actually, I don't invest in anything over $300. Okay, so no, I don't do Netflix. Because Netflix doesn't have, what do they call that? Dividends. No. Okay, here comes the clown. Uh-oh, CTAS, C-T-A-S. try it one more time. CTAS. Interesting. Take a look. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up. What's going on here? Okay, it's at 185. The 185 is going for 190. That's more than 1%. But no, wait. Hold on a second. This is the last traded price, 185.25. Here's the after hours price, 185.57. Well, the 185.50s are going for 95 cents. That's 0.5%. No, sorry. No to CTAS. Jeff, Boeing, BA. Interesting. Why do people like that PLTR crap? Hold tight. We're going to get to that in a second. All right. BHP, we did that one. Okay, we already did that one. Hertz died 20 years ago. Do you mind sharing your TV info? My TV info. Hold on a second. Do I even know my TV info? Oh, okay. Okay. Vibe Canvas. Oh, whoops. Let's go back. Apps. Hey, check that out. I have no idea how any of this works. None whatsoever. So, Amy, you see that? It's kind of like a computer, but you got the App Store, Vibe Canvas, a browser, Chrome, Clock, sound recorder, cool beans. Ooh, Google Meet, which means, and Zoom, double cool beans. Alrighty. Go back. Let's go back to where we were, and there we go. And there we go. All right. Hopefully that helped out, Amy. It is a Vibe board. You can go do a search online, find out where to get one of those. Netflix has a 10-for-1 stock split effective after the market close 11/14. Okay. Okay, Boeing. Here we are, Boeing. Look at your last 30 days on Boeing. Same thing. Your 30-day bottom on Friday and 1 day of the upside today. Okay? Up, down, up, down. Now 1 day of the upside. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Boeing. I actually have some. But you only have 1 day to the upside. So give it a couple of days if you really like Boeing. I think so. NEE. Is that Nextera? It is. Nextera Energy. Ooh, look at that. That looks lovely. Let's take a gander at it in a second. Hold on. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so it's actually going up at the moment. So let's zoom in so we can see the last 30 days. Okay. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. So definitely in an upward trend. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. And she's shooting up 84.77. The 85s are going for 84. Right around 1%. Lovely. Let's take a look. Let's get rid of this. Let's change this to covered stock. Let's do the 85s right there. Just one. And at the market. And here's Johnny. Johnny, tell him what he's won. Well, Bill, here we go. Buy one covered call NEE. Weeklies. 14 November. That's this coming Friday. The 85 call option at the market. 108, 83. Oh, that doesn't look that good. 108 is going to be 8,300. Hold on a second. We've seen better numbers on the other stocks. 108 divided by 83.92 gives us a grand total of 1.28. Okay, 1.28 ain't that bad if you like Nextera. Okay, so Nextera is not that bad. I'm going to put 1.3. There we go. All right there she is, right there, and boom, there it is, right there. Okay. Nextera, NEE 100s, 14 November. That's this coming Friday. The 85 call option. Here's the profit, 108. Here's the investment, 83.92. Well, it comes to 1.3% if you like Nextera. What was it? 1.2? 1.28%. Wow, we've got 3 companies so far. We got VFC, NEE, NNE, and NEE. Okay, interesting. All right, that being said, let's go. What is next? Twisted Power Star. I would roll and continue looking for the 1%. Start fresh. I agree with you. La 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 la. Okay, so I love stonks. Netflix is doing a 10-to-1. Yep, I see that. Rahula. Strive. You actually got to give me the ticker symbol. And I love stocks. We already looked at SCHD. It was a note because the premiums are horrible. Just my opinion. What do I know? James Andrew Carter, how are you doing? George Gableman, how are you today? RB21 wants to take a look at Riley. I actually have some Riley. I do. Let's get out of this. Go back to where we go. Back to the beginning, because the beginning is always a great place to start. RILY. There we go. Here we go. Here's Riley. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. So what's going on there? That doesn't look that good. Not that wonderful. Here's the high. Here's the low. Look at the motion. Up, down, up. Here's the bottom here. It's bouncing off that bottom. 1, 2, 3. That's why I jumped in this morning. 1, 2, 3. I jumped in right there. Now she's pulling back. Oh, doesn't make me happy, but I'm not panicking because stocks go up, stocks go down. That's just the way it is. Okay, RB21. Can we get a t-shirt? Believe it or not, I actually have one of those, what do you call those? Shopify stores? But it's not connected to my website, so I have no idea how to even get to that Shopify store. No idea at all. Okay, so what else do we have over here? Okay, we're done over there. Breaking news. Senate approves bill to end the shutdown. Oh, thank you for that, Joe. We knew it was a matter of time. One-time weekly ROI, money back to you. Oh, that makes sense. GRND. Zachary, what is GRND? Grinder. Really? It's a monthly. No. Oh, DD Tech. Thank you for that. Any good stocks to buy? Yep, there's a whole bunch of them. Source for breaking news. I have no idea who said that. What is a gap? Uh-oh. Lee Little, WDR News Channel. Okay. Masinisa. Okay. What is a gap? You're new. Okay. All right. A gap. That's relatively easy to show you. All right. You ready for this? You see each one of these, they call them candlesticks. Each candle represents one day. And if you see, each one kind of like touches the one next to it. All right? Except for right here. There's a gap between this one and that one. That is called a gap. This one in particular is a gap up. Same with this one here. See, they're all touching. Okay, but there's a gap right there, a gap up. So gaps can be on the upside or can be on the downside. That's what a gap is. Bricker, is this calendar part of your trading software or can we find it online? Okay, Bricker, the calendar has got nothing to do with me. This is not software. This is a trading platform, and it's not mine. It belongs to Charles Schwab, which is through Thinker. This is Think or Swim. Okay, little ticker right there. Think or Swim, but Charles Schwab owns it. So nothing on there is mine. Do I trade live? Yes, I do. Every morning we have a live trading group. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're on at 9 a.m. until wherever we're done, because I shared 3 accounts publicly. So in the morning, you get to watch me do all 3 of my accounts, so you can ask questions afterwards. And then we're done after everybody's done asking questions. That's it. But yeah, I do trade live it's a paid trading group. Okay, so that being said, no, I'm not trying to sell anyone anything. Somebody asked, so I go. They go up because people know the date is coming, and then they buy the stock. Then the price goes down when everybody takes their profits. Yes, Dave, that's exactly how it works. Good information, thanks. There you go, Rob. EX dividend calendar, got it. Okay, EPD, Ford, Verizon, nice dividend stocks for me. All right, Rob. Derek, hey everybody, been trading stocks for about a year. Just started trading my first contracts about 2 weeks ago, and I have a few simple questions. Is there anyone in this chat that day trades options? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Thank you. I have been learning from you. Thank you. Hayes, James trades weekly options. It's unlikely he'll look at daily. Yeah, no, I don't do dailies. Okay, I have other things to do with my life. Now, believe it or not, I'm retired, but I still work. Now, I don't work punching a time clock. Okay, I got projects. I'm working on, at the moment, a solar electric pod drive system for a boat that we're about to install. Ooh, this is a good one. Because I'm going to be doing a new channel, and it's going to be specifically me with my trusty little screen here, okay, going around the Great American Loop on my boat. Okay, so I bought a boat specifically for this adventure. So, hypothetically speaking, if all goes well, hopefully by the end of the year, we're going to jump on the boat and go down to the Keys. And then when the weather turns and it's time for everyone to go north, we're going to go north with all the other, they call loopers, Great American Loops. We go up the eastern seaboard, and yes, I'll be stopping off all the major towns and cities, giving a live presentation, and anybody want to come on board, have dinner, maybe go out for a ride, and we'll go talk stocks. I'm going to do this exact same thing live on the boat every single night. And if somebody wants to be a guest, they just call up and say, hey, I'd like to be a guest. Now, granted, the boat's not that big, so I can only fit like 6 or 7 people. Anyway, so eventually we'll be having links in the description and links on their website to that other adventure. It ought to be fun, seeing what other people see, and they actually go and hanging out with other people. Do I trade live? Yes, we already answered that question. Riley, we already did that one. Opinion on fundraise or e-REITs in general. I have no idea who fundraise is. I mean, I've heard of them, but I'm not quite sure it fits. E-REITs, never heard of them. Palacios, QQQ. Now, I don't trade the Qs. Number one reason, I don't buy anything that's near the high of the year. And I don't do anything over $300 because, it just doesn't make sense to me. Because why am I going to pay $600 to get 1% when I can pay $20 to get 1%? All right, I guess 1% is 1%, not which way you look at it. Okay, that one's done. Thank you. I've been learning a lot from you. Thank you. You're welcome, James Haynes. James Haynes Weekly. Yep. What's your opinion on Mike Berry? No, I have no idea who he is. Mike Berry shorting Palantir. No, I don't do Palantir. They have not been around for 20 years. The dividends just aren't increasing consistently. No, I don't do Palantir. And I have no idea who Michael Berry is. WD, make computer storage solution. No idea what that means either. Mashisa, if you sold stocks only for 1 week, you'll be paying higher capital gains. Okay, if you want to pay taxes. Okay, now, this topic comes up often about taxes. Now, I'm not quite sure if you know this or not, but the federal income tax, the IRS, it's strictly voluntary. You don't have to pay it if you don't want to. However, you didn't hear that from me, and you also didn't hear from me. You can file a paper called a revocation of election, and you don't have to pay taxes anymore, if that's what you want to do. But you should always talk to a trained professional, and don't listen to some bonehead online. That's me. I'm the bonehead online. You shouldn't listen to what I say. You should actually do your own research. So, about taxes. They are strictly voluntary. And number 2, if you put your trading account in a corporation's name, you get charged corporate taxes. Unless, of course, the corporation is incorporated in a state that has no state taxes. Then you don't have to pay taxes on it. Then, if you live in a state that has no personal income taxes, you don't have to pay any taxes either. So the corporation is in a state that doesn't pay any corporate taxes. Wonderful. I live in a state where there's no personal income taxes. And I canceled my subscription to the IRS decades ago. So, no, I don't have the problem with taxes. But if you don't talk to a tax strategist or a tax planner to help you set up your life accordingly, then you're stuck paying. Let's keep on moving. WDC. Okay, Joe, thank you for that. WDC. Hell no. Now, Joe, I thought I asked very nicely. Or did I? I don't know. Don't show me anything's at the high of the year. What the hell are we supposed to do with that? Smile and say, hey, good for you, Joe. Did you grab that? No, it's not repeatable. This is not something that happens every day. So WDC is not going to do us any good whatsoever because it doesn't repeat itself. Where do you do $200 a month? Where do you do $200 a month? JB, I have no idea what that means. Are you trading stocks? Yes, I am, StealthFX. Look at Take Two. We looked at it a little while ago. I trade the Forex market. Good for you. I don't. I tried it years ago. No, thank you. You can always re-watch the live streams on YouTube. Yes, you can. What did you manufacture? Ooh, I manufactured artificial coral reefs for museums and aquariums and very rich people. Yep, I did 2 for Michael Jordan, 1 for Sylvester Stallone, Scottie Pippen. Oh, what's his name? Singer, Aerosmith. Steve Tyler, Joe Perry. They all have my stuff in their house. Larry Bird. Larry Bird was actually on his way. The Birdman was on his way to come visit me to look at his coral, just to make sure, if any changes, whatnot. But a storm came and because he was in Naples. So he lives in Naples, Florida, and I'm up in Sarasota. That's a 3-hour drive. And the Birdman was going to drive up just to see me. I was flattered. I was. But he never did came because there was a storm that night. All right. Are you still in TSLL? Joe M. Of course I'm in TSLL. Are you kidding me? Now, see, I don't do Tesla, but TSLL I will do. Why? Well, because TSLL is $20. That's $20. Tesla's what, 400? Okay, here, look at this. 2023, the 20 is going for $1. That's 5%. Hell yeah. Okay, and look. It looks good. Look at where we are. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look, it's up, down, sideways, up, sideways. We're right here. 2023, the 20's going for $1. The 2050s are going for $1, for 76. So either way, I'm getting a nice rate of return. Let's look at the 20s. Yeah, it's for the fun of it. Look at this. See that? Now, I trade this every single week because every single week it gives me more than 1%. 2, 3, 4% sometimes. Okay, so covered stock at the 20, right there. 1 contract. Market, there we go. And here's Johnny by one covered call TSLL 114 November. $20 call option against the stock. $87, $1,900. So $87 is the profit off of one contract. Okay, well, $1,900 is the investment. So let's take out the calculator. Exactly what kind of rate of return? Holy cow, there's only 5 minutes left. Wow. Clear that. $87 is the investment. No, wait a minute. Sorry. $87 is the maximum profit. Oh, I forgot to tell you this. Do you remember when I said simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way to lose? Do you remember me saying that? Well, simple, the covered call is one of the easiest strategies there is. Okay? It's safe because you can actually do a covered call in your IRA. So the government actually approves this type of trading in your IRA, in your savings, in your retirement account. Okay, fine. Now, when I say predictable, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to make before I even do the trade. Okay, simple, safe, predictable. I know exactly what I'm going to make. Consistent. Remember that? Consistent. Well, I can do it 14 November, that's this Friday. 21 November, that's next Friday. 28 November, that's 3 Fridays away. I can do this every single week. Find a good company that you like. Make sure the numbers work. Make sure it's a company you want to hold on to long term. Because if it drops, you just might have to. But keep in mind, a lot of people forget this. Most people buy stocks to hold for decades or generations, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. I got this one guy calls me up and says, yeah, I've had this stock for about 30 years. I said, you ever selling covered calls? He said, no, I have no idea how to do that. I said, you gotta be kidding me. All right, anyway. All right, so there's the profit. Here's the investment, 87. The investment is 1913. 1913 gives me a grand total of 4.5%. Oh, hell yeah, I'd do that one. Now, it's not a suggestion. It's not a recommendation. I don't make recommendations. I don't give tips. What I tell everyone is do your own homework. Do your own research. If it sounds right, fine. Do some research. You shouldn't listen to me. You shouldn't listen to anybody online. Research. The information is right at your fingertips. Go out and find the information. Does it make sense? That's the number one question. Does it make sense? It either does or it doesn't. Okay, is this something you want to do? You either do or you don't. You get two choices, and only two. Okay, one, learn to do it yourself. Or two, give up accountability. And a lot of people don't like that. Give up accountability. Give it to someone else to do it for you. But I can almost guarantee they're not going to give you the same amount that you could do yourself. It's not that difficult. What I'm teaching tonight, and if you want to review some of the stuff, it's on YouTube. There's like 1,200. I got 1,200 videos on YouTube. I've been doing this for quite a while. Okay, 1,200 videos on YouTube. They all basically say the exact same thing: simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way to lose if you do it right. Okay, you only lose money when you sell for less than what you paid for. See, people say that all the time. What happens if the stock drops? They all drop. I've never once seen a stock that didn't drop. They all drop. They all go up. They all go down. That's all they do. They do not come to your house, wash the dishes, take the dog for a walk, dump the trash, mow the lawn. No, they go up, they go down. That's it. That's all. Find a good company that you like. You like the cues? Fine. Buy them. Invest effectively. Invest with knowledge in some kind of a plan. See, I like dividend stocks because they're predictable. They do the same things over and over and over again. If I can get 1% on a good quality stock, I get no problem with that. And here's the funny thing about a good quality dividend stock. If it goes down, so what? I get a higher dividend year after year after year. So my absolute worst case scenario is higher dividends. But think about it this way. Before you came here, before you even thought of the idea, hey, maybe I can make money weekly. Before you even thought of that, people bought stocks and held for years and years. And the only thing they collected was a dividend or capital appreciation. Nico. Oh, wait a second. Wait. I got to save this one. 4.5. Hell yeah. Give it a second. There it is, right there. All right, so let's go. There it is. 4.5. All right. Right there she is. And that's number 5 for the night. All righty. Okay. TSLL, 14 November. That's this coming Friday. The $20 call option. $87 is the profit. $1,900 is the investment. That is a 4.5% return for 1 week. If you like TSLL. Now, I don't give tips. I don't give recommendations. It's just an observation. Somebody asked me to take a look at it. I looked at it. That's what the numbers came up with it. I'm just sharing you my observation. What type of trading does your paid group do? I know you're not trying to sell anything, just asking. So, Joe, we're basically doing the exact same thing here every day. Think about it, the same thing. I walk through 3 different accounts. Okay, I have 7. I share 3 of them publicly. So you get to see me. I get to watch over my shoulder and watch me physically trade. I buy, I sell, I buy, I sell. You get to ask any questions you want. You can stay on there all day long if you want. I prefer you don't. I like to be done by 11. Okay, we jump in on at 9. Okay, I go through the 3 accounts that I have. You can ask whatever questions you want. I'll even take a look at your accounts. Now, I can't trade for you and I can't tell you what to do. I could, but I'm not going to because it wouldn't be honest of me to do so because I know nothing about any of you. Okay, so don't ask me what to buy. Don't ask me what to sell. Don't ask me what to do. If you have a question, ask it specifically. A better question is going to give you a better answer. You get a better answer, you can have a better life. It's just that simple. Better questions equals better life. What do I think about Lulu? Lululemon has not been around for 20 years. There's no possible way they can have 2 decades of profits. None. All right, that being said, let me fix this and then we're done for the day. Now, what was this one? This was 4.5, right? 4.5%. Got to love it. Okay. Smaller and bring it right there. All righty, so we got our 5 today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 yesterday, and this is last week. We can get rid of some of these. All right, let's get rid of these. That one, I forgot what that one was. What's this one? AEM, 2.5%. Cool. What's this one? CF, Consolidated Freight. What's this one? Walmart. Ooh, Walmart. Love it. Okay, this right here, if you didn't know, whoops. Pricing methodology for standardized options. That's the mathematical equation. If you're trying to figure out what option costs what and why it costs that, that's it. That is the mathematical equation to figure out the pricing for standardized options. And there she is. All right. That being said, we're going to call it a night. It's past 11 o'clock, and I usually only go to 11 because I turn into a pumpkin at 11:05, which is in 3 minutes. You don't want to see that. Anyway, so you guys over here have a great night, and we'll see you first thing in the morning. All righty. You guys over here have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow night. All right. And here, done. All righty. Okay. Now here, we got 39 more questions. Let's see what we got. 39 questions. Q. I don't do the Qs only because they're just not profitable. Do you hold in personal training sessions? Yes, I do. Thoughts on day trading futures? Ooh. Okay, Alec, if you're going to be day trading futures, okay, this is my little tidbit of advice for futures traders. You need to check out Commitment of Traders report. It's a weekly report, comes out every week. So weekly Commitment of Traders report. Okay, if you don't know what it is, you shouldn't be doing futures. Seriously, if you don't know what the commitment of traders report is, you shouldn't be trading futures. All right, next. All right. How's Meta looking? Okay, so Meta, also known as Facebook, only has 2 years of dividends. So ask me in 18 years and I'll let you know. Okay, Job 72, CLFR, never heard of them. Opinion on Fundrise and REITs. Okay, you already asked me that question earlier. How do we reach you for in-person training? Well, I have no idea where you are, MA, but if you go to the website, you're on YouTube. So actually, believe it or not, YouTube actually has my phone number on there. So you can actually send me a text if you can find it. Because you're on YouTube, so you can just find one of those, what do they call it? The bios? And go around there looking. But when I do the Great American Loop, if you're close to the Eastern Seaboard, okay, so we'll be going down the west coast of Florida, up the east coast of Florida, past Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware. And then we're deciding, are we going to go up the Hudson? We'll probably will go up the Hudson. I don't want to go around New England. I'm not ready for that one. Account of $500, and I was looking for option trade, but most of them are expensive. What would be a good alternative? Now, Francis, I have no idea who you are. I have no idea what you're looking for. So for me to give you advice would be not a good idea, okay? Because I know nothing about you. Okay? I have no idea what you're looking to do other than trading and you have $500. There's a lot you can do. Okay, now my grandson, who's 5 years old, he started his account with $50. And he did what's called Dividend Capturing 2.0, and he did it on Robinhood, which allows you fractional shares. AI World, how come you only show 5 strikes and not show all of them? What would be the purpose of showing all of them? I only buy at the money or in the money. I don't do the other ones further in or further out. Yeah, because I do at the money. I don't go further in or further out. That's just it. Okay, Sunalb, 1984, Palantir. I don't do Palantir because it hasn't been around for 20 years and they're not consistently profitable. Paul, I haven't looked at Coles, but we'll look at it tomorrow. Job, you really want to take a look at CIFR? We'll look at it tomorrow. Mr. Bell, what do I do? Mr. Bell, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by what do you do. Because that question is so generic. Like, what do you do if a mosquito lands on your arm? Well, you hit it and get it out of there. What do you do if your cup of coffee's cold? You go heat it up. See, what do I do is too generic. I need a more specific question, if you don't mind. Francisco, thank you for that. Palacios. 184, Hood. We'll take a look at it tomorrow because we're past 11 and I'm already done. I just want to go through these questions. What was the stock with 3.3? Jen Pinka, I don't remember. Isn't that terrible? Heavy on the gotta pay to live here. Miss Christie, how are you doing today? I'm not quite sure what heavy on the gotta pay to live here. Not quite sure what you mean by that. AI World, OTM, out of the money, has opportunities though, right? Yes, they do. What's your opinion on ETFs now? Also, please consider Caterpillar. I love Caterpillar. Is going crazy high lately due to data centers. Caterpillar? Okay. Good night. You're welcome. All righty. Let's keep on going. Bitu, ooh, Devon, Apache, good stocks for weekly covered calls. Absolutely, I love both of those. Jarf, I find that on dividend stocks are really low, 0.5% to 1%. Is that what you usually go for? Absolutely, Jarf. 1% a week is over 50% per year. Now, it only takes me 3 to 4 seconds to look at the chart. Another 4 or 5 seconds to look at the numbers. It's either going to give me 1% or it's not. And then I just go on to the next one. I love saying, next, nope, next. Sauce Man, what's going on? David, BBAI, take a look at it tomorrow. JDASST, you have to look at it tomorrow. CLF, Bit2, I can tell you no right now because CLF is a monthly. Jean-Paul Boy, what's going on? JD, got that one. Do I still have Riley? Yes, I do. I bought it this morning. Thoughts on STRC? No idea who they are. Okay, a couple of TikTokers. We'll take a look at it tomorrow. Italiano! Che pasa? Wait a minute. Buongiorno. Whatever, I forget. Neo stock, $100 incoming. Okay. XRP, ICP, 300 income. Okay. Simone, what's happening? Nick, where can I find the dividend calendar? Google. Right in the Google search. You should explain EX dividend dates. I think I already did, Bertram. We can do it again tomorrow. Ooh, G wants to look at Kinder Morgan. Maybe tomorrow. XYZY is a weekly stock. Okay. David, Pfizer, gotta love it. Xsolved, good evening. Ortega. How can you put a list of dividend on the Thinkorswim platform? Ooh. Ortega, I'll be here tomorrow night. Ask me that question tomorrow night. I'll actually walk you through it. It's really not that difficult. Man, how's it going? Do you remember me? It's Invest Right. Hey, Xander, how are you today? Yeah, you got a new name this time. CMG. Isn't that Chipotle? Timmy Bailey, what's going on? Ronnie Roberts. Immortal. Applied Materials, cool. Caleb, hey, what are your thoughts on weekly NF? Okay, yeah. I don't buy calls. Okay, I'm strictly a seller. SPYG thoughts? No, thank you. Okay, SPYG. They're not consistently profitable in my opinion, so I don't. Tiger Sniper. Now, if you like SPYG, that's a call that you have to make. See, I don't like it because the numbers just don't look good and they're not consistently profitable. Amy, thank you a lot. I do appreciate it. Have a blessed night. Thank you, Miss Amy. Raiden. Celsius. Yeah, no. Caleb, Netflix. I don't do Netflix. No dividends. Big Red, how you doing? D-Money, what's going on? What is the reason you wait 3 days? And what do you expect? Oh, okay. So D-Money, you never know exactly where the bottom is going to be. So as the stock is dropping and it hits the bottom, well, the next day it could be lower. The next day it could be lower. So for me, I like 2 days to the upside because that gives me some type of confirmation. The third day is the clincher. Because a lot of times I'll go up 2 days and then go back down again, or I'll go up 1 day and then go back down again. I'm not very good at picking bottom, so I've never, ever, in 30 years, ever picked the bottom or ever picked the top. Okay, I wait for it to move up 3 spots, up 3 days, day 1, day 2, day 3. I'll jump in on the third day if it's higher than the high of the second day. But that's my entry point. Okay, everybody's got to pick their own entry point. That's mine. Gable and Nelson. Ooh, are we done? Uh-oh. Samson's print shop. Ain't nobody's got time for that in this day and age. Terribly sorry there, dude, but if you can't five or 10 minutes a day to take care of your money, who's going to do it for you? The empty space. Which stock is that? Last one we looked at was TSLL. David, thank you. Curious. Why you make per day 1% adds up click. Okay, David, I didn't say 1% a day. 1% a week, David. 1% a week is 50% per year, and I'm okay with that. What monitor is that? Okay, David, that's Vibe. V-I-B-E. David, great stream. Thank you there. Pre-law flipper, how are you today? Jonathan, good night. Good night. Sleep tight. Sean, what's your favorite ASX sector? Ooh, I don't have one of those. Oh, that's it. We are done. Yay. All righty. So that being said, oops. We're done for the night. So you guys, I'll see you again tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, done here. Have a great night, you guys.